Now hold your breath. We're going to talk about something very, very interesting and very different than what you have learned in other programming language. A statement called as yield statement. What is this statement yield? It returns each value to the caller and then only returns to the caller when all values returns have been exhausted. A very, very weird kind of statement to read. Normally, when we have to return from a function, we write only one single statement, and that is return. And the return statement from function returns from the function, takes the control back from where the call has been given. This yield is not the way, like it is like return, but slightly different than return. It will not transfer the control from the function to the call, from the place where it has been given a call to. It will return the value and then proceed further, assuming that there is something more that it has to be returned. Yield pattern begins with becomes important in context of generators. So today I'll also give an introduction to this concept of generators, which are powerful tool for creating iterators. So if we want to create our own iterators, then we'll have to know more about these generators as well. Okay, generators are like regular functions. Regular functions. So why do we need it? But instead of returning a final value in the end, they used to yield statement to return data during execution. That means this particular function is so very special that during its life, it will return the caller more than one values. It will just keep on returning values at different times. If I compare this with functions, if I'm in a function, if I call a value, call a function, the function will get executed and return one value. Next time when I give a call to a function, entire function will again get executed and return a value. Here, generators are special. When I call the generator like a function once again, it will not start from the beginning. It will start from the place from where it had last yielded your value. Yield is like returning a value, but then the function will not continue from the point where it execution starts. It will return from it will continue from point where it has yielded last. Watch it. Values are extracted from the iterator one time by calling next method, and at each of these call, yield expressions values return. So we talked about generators, iterators. We say whenever we have an iterator, we just have to call method next, and next method when we call, it returns as a value. That is what we have learned. That is what we have learned. So what is this different thing that it is going to do for us? Let's explore this and understand. This happens till stop iteration. Stop iteration is something that was written in our iterable iterator. Also gave you when we call next, when the iterator has exhausted all the elements, then also we had got this error called as stop iteration error. So yield method returns a function to a generator. What is it saying? Returns a function to yield statement returns a function into a generator. Turns a function into a generator. The word generator is very important. Generator, it is a function which just keep on generating values. It is something, it will just keep on generating something. So it is not just a normal function which returns a single value. It's a function which keeps on generating values for a certain time interval. And when it exhausts, it will raise stop iteration error. Yield statement send return results back to the caller, but remembers where it left off. Why does it remember where it left off? Because next time when you say next, it has to begin from where it left off. From that point, it has to start. So there is something special about these generators. So generators are very robust and efficient, and they should be considered as every time you deal with a function that returns sequence or creates a loop. So whenever you want to have a function that is supposed to return a sequence of values, I'm going to show you some very interesting examples to help you understand, and you'll appreciate why the generators are so very useful. So whenever you have to return sequence of values, say I tell you, give me odd numbers, just keep on giving me odd numbers. Now that's difficult. And every time you give me an odd number, I want to carry out some operation on that odd number, and I want to next time whenever I want, I will say next odd number, it should get me the next odd number. Function cannot fulfill this kind of requirement. Generators can do that. It will just keep on generating those values as long as you want to. That's the reason they are called as generators. They keep on generating values. Generator functions allows you to declare a function that behaves like an iterator. So it's a function that behaves like an iterator because we're going to call a method called as next, and it's going to keep on yielding next value. I'm not using the word returning. It is like returning, but returns the control. And here we say yield, it returns the control true with a value. But what it also does is, next time when you say next, it continues from the point where it left last. Generators are iterators, but you can only iterate over them once. That means second time you cannot iterate. This is because you do not store the values in the memory, they generate values on the fly. As the program runs, the values are being generated. So there is no way to start from the beginning again. There is no. Generator function is called, it returns generator object without even beginning the execution of the function. Normally when you call a function, you get the value that the function returns. Here when I call a generator, it returns a generator object. And on this generator object, we are going to call method called as next. This can be seen as a function which produces sequence of results instead of a single object. Next method is called the first time the function starts executing until it reaches the yield statement. Yield value is returned by the next call. Execution will continue in the state in which the generation was left the very last yield. Hold your breath, don't get tense. This is quite interesting and simple concept and very, very powerful. It can be used at, there are several use cases for it. This means that all your local variables still exist because they automatically shared between the calls. Remember yesterday when I gave you example of local variables, every time we came to the function, the variable got created, and every time we went, the variable got destroyed. In a generators, variables will not get destroyed. They are retained. They are there. Their state is also retained. Their values are also retained as long as the generator is working. The fundamental difference in function, differences to function. Functions always start their execution at the beginning when the beginning of the function body, regardless of where they left. A function can have more than one return statements. But जहाँ से कहीं से भी return करने दो, next time when you call a function, you start from the function body, right from the beginning. Generators will never begin from the beginning. First time, yes, but in first time when you say next, it will go right from the beginning. But in the subsequent statements, when you say next, it will continue from the last yield statement. वहाँ से आगे continue करेगा. Generator is called like a function. It returns a value. Its return value is an iterator. That is a generator object. So function when you call, you get a value. Generator when you call, you get an iterator. That's a generator object. And on this generator object, we are going to call method called as next. The iterator, important thing is when you call a generator, functions are not, the code of the generator function is not executed. It only returns as a generator object. That's an iterator. The code starts execution when you call method called as next. So only when you call next, the function starts executing, the generator function starts executing. And कहाँ तक execute करेगा? Till the first yield statement, only till the first yield statement. Yield returns the value of the expression, but Python keeps a track of the position of the yield and state of the local variables is stored for the next call. So next time when you say next, जहाँ अगर पिछली बार जहाँ yield क्या था, वहीं से आगे continue करेगा. At the next call, execution continues the statement following the yield statement, and the variables have the same values as they had in the previous call. So whatever was the value of those local variables inside the function, that is retained. So next call, it will just continue as if the function is running. And it is finished if the generator body is completely worked through, or if the program flow encounters a return statement without a value. So if there is a return statement inside it, instead of yield, it will just return. Then the generator will not continue. Or if the generator has exhausted, all the elements have been returned, last each statement has been given. So since Python 3.3, we can have this return statement. Okay, but for a generator to be function to be called a generator, it should at least have one yield statement. It cannot be called a generator if it doesn't have a yield statement. And return statement inside generator is equivalent to raise stop iteration. That means we have exhausted with that particular method. So let us cover up till here before I go ahead with some advanced feature of generators. Look at the simplest example of a function. That's a generator. I say foo, and I said yield 1, yield a, yield 12.4, yield last, and kind of thing. Normally in function we have statement called as return, but here I do not have return. I'm saying yield 1, yield a, so and so. Okay, and here only for you to understand, I'm also going to write a statement. I'm saying fun started to execute. That means the body has been executing. That is what I want to say. So there is this function that we have, and I say x equal to foo. Had this been a regular function, moment I call, all the statements would have got executed. But this is not a regular function. It's a generator. It's a generator. And look, I'm calling this function. Okay, foo, I'm calling. And let's see what happens. Nothing. It has not even printed the statement fun started to execute. Nothing has got printed. Watch it. If I show you what is x, that is very important. If I show you what is x, so let me print what is this x, you will understand x, it is a generator object foo at so and so place. So it's an object that has been returned. Keep in mind, when I call a function which is a generator, it's a generator, let me say generator. When I call a generator, which is also defined like a function, when I call, the body is not executed, it returns a generator object, and the body execution starts when I call method next on that generator. So when I say next, oh, here I'm over here. When I say next, look at that, it says fun started to execute and 1. That means that's the time when it has got executed, but it has stopped where first yield was encountered. When I say next of x, once again, it will not start from the beginning. It will not say fun started to execute. It will continue from the point where it has executed last. यहाँ तक उसने execute किया था. The next time will be yield a. वहाँ से continue करेगा. Watch it. I'm calling the next method for the second time. It says a. I'm calling the next method for the third time. It is saying 12.4. I'm calling the next method on this generator one more time. It is saying last. And if I call once again, the generator has exhausted, and when I call the method once again, it says stop iteration. So in effect, I have created my own iterator, and this next method is iterating through that, using to iterate through that iterator. Now let's look at another example. Here I have a sport generator. Here I have value of counter. I print the value of counter, and I say counter is equal to counter plus 1. Had it been a normal function, counter का value is assigned to 1, it will print value of counter, counter value will become 2, and I return yield cricket. So I'm returning some first sport value I'm returning. So counter value is 0, it has now become 2, and it has returned as a value. Point that I'm trying to explain over here is, if there is a local variable, even when I say yield, that means it's returning a value. After that, the state of this local variable is not lost. It will just continue from where it left last time. That means next time when I say yield, your counter ka value will now be 2, and 2 plus 1 will become 3. That is what I want to tell you. If I have this code that I have executed, and kept ready, I say sport is equal to sport generator. Keep in mind, when I call a generator function, it never executes a function. Note, getting sport counter, nothing has been printed, nothing has happened. Counter variable has also not got created, nothing has happened. Okay, counter, if it has created, no, execution does not really start. Now when I use this sport and call next method, what's happening? Getting sport 1, sport is cricket. How did I say getting sport 1? Counter value for the first time is 1, it has yielded as value cricket, but before that counter value has now become 2. This is not that counter, it is inside the function, so don't confuse them with these variables that are there at the top. Okay, so I'm gonna say next once again. So second time I say next. So the second time I say next, it's saying getting football 2, तीसरी बार का sport hockey, चौथी बार कहते हैं, 1 2 3 हो गया, अब चौथी बार कहते हैं. So let's do it next time. When I say next time, sports tennis, let's do it next time. Let's call it next time. 5th basketball, let's call it next time. 6th kabaddi. Important thing that I'm trying to help make you understand is, there is a local variable. The local variable value was not lost. Every time we give a call to this particular generator, it is the value. So first time when we give a call, this counter got created, counter got printed, counter became 2, it returned as value 1. Okay, it has returned as cricket value as 1. So when you printed over here, it printed that sport cricket, but before that counter value 1 was printed. But this counter value has now become 2. And that 2 is retained when I get the second sport, third sport, fourth sport. That's the reason this counter, you will see, keep on incrementing. So what I wanted to convey through this example is, the local variable state is not lost when you call the method next. Next does not start the execution right from the beginning. Rather, next starts the execution from the point where it left last time. And what is that last time? The yield statement that it had executed. Say now I executed all. And again, if I say next, obviously आपका regular stop iteration error raise हो जाएगा. So here if I say next, stop iteration, because there is nothing more to yield. Let me take you another example that will help you understand this. I have a function called as Fibonacci INF. Remember Fibonacci in a series, 0 1 1 2 4 2 0 1 1 3 5 8 13. The previous two numbers leads to the next number and so on. So if you remember this Fibonacci series, okay, so we have 0 1 1 2 3 5 8 13 21 and so on. So that's my Fibonacci series. So I would like to create an infinite Fibonacci series. Watch it, what I'm doing. I say AB, let me get rid of all the variables which are there over here. So what I can do is, I can just explain you how it is actually working. Oh, Anyway, as long as I'm there in the function, I cannot do that. But let's look at the logic over here. I have initialized two variables, a and b. A happens to first variable, b happens to second. First is suppose a is 0, b is 1. I say infinite loop, yield a. For the first time it will return a value as 0. And I'm saying a is equal to b. B का value is 1. That will get stored in a. B is equal to a plus b. 0 plus 1 also becomes 1. So a and b both becomes 1. Loop चला अगली बार a का value 1 मिल जाएगा. A will now be b, that's 1. And b will be 1 plus 1, that is 2. Now हमारे पास एक अनलिमिटेड नंबर ऑफ टाइम्स चलने वाला एक जनरेटर है. तो इससे आप कभी भी चाहे फिबोनाची सीरीज के नंबर जनरेट कर सकते हैं. तो आई क्रिएट अ जनरेटर ऑब्जेक्ट. ये लिमिट की तो वैल्यू छोड़ दीजिएगा, आपको जितनी बड़ी आपकी लिमिट है, मैंने कहा 50 मेरी लिमिट है. आई रन दिस लूप फॉर 50 टाइम्स. तो आई क्रिएट दिस 5 इज माई लिमिट एंड आई रन दिस लूप 5 टाइम्स. नेक्स्ट ऑफ एफ रन किया मैंने. ओके, लेट मी रन दिस हियर. आगे 5 नंबर्स फ्रॉम दैट पर्टिकुलर सीरीज. 5 क्या ये 50 होता, ये 50 होता, तो मेरा लूप ऐसा है दैट विल जस्ट कीप ऑन रनिंग. That will just keep on running. As many times I say yield, it will just generate those 50 values from that Fibonacci series. It will generate 50 values. Traditionally, how do you write this particular code? That means traditionally, every time you have to run this particular thing, you will have to give a call to that function Fibonacci with the limit. And with the limit you have called, say limit right now is 5. Watch it very carefully. Limit is 5. So suppose value of limit is 5. And I call this particular function Fibonacci function 5 with value 5. It will only generate 5. There is no way I can now increase the number of values. That's not the way with infinite Fibonacci. This Fibonacci infinite. Here you call that generator object only once. Keep in mind, you can change your limit at any time. I say 500. I'm going to get 500 values from that particular series. I'm going to get 500 values from that particular series. Look at that. 500 was too much. Let's say 10 values. I would like to have 10 values from that. I generate it once again, because if I don't generate, it will continue from this point onwards. No, it will continue from that point onwards. Now the first 10 values I would like to have, 15 values I'd like to have. Okay, limit का value क्या दिया गलती से. Let this do it once again. Generator object is created once again. Limit I have kept as 10, and I run this particular code. Here we go. And now I want to continue from 34 onwards. 34 के आगे जाना है मुझे, suppose. तो I run this for loop once again. तो 34 के आगे के 10 वैल्यूज चाहिए आपको, तो दैट्स योर चॉइस. या मुझे 34 के आगे के 3 वैल्यूज चाहिए, 34 के आगे के 3 वैल्यूज चाहिए. सो ऐसे रेंज 3 0 1 2. तो अगले वाले 3 वैल्यूज हमेशा मैं नेक्स्ट ऑफ एफ ही कहूँगा. ये फिबोनाची को दोबारा कॉल करने की जरूरत नहीं गिरीज. देखो अभी सेम फंक्शन, उसने आगे की 3 वैल्यूज दे दिए. अरे उसके आगे के 2 वैल्यूज और भी चाहिए मुझे, तो और की 2 वैल्यू चाहिए. आई डोंट इवन हैव टू कॉल दिस पर्टिकुलर फंक्शन जनरेटर फंक्शन. 2 वैल्यू चाहिए, आगे की 2 वैल्यूज नहीं यार, आगे के 5 वैल्यूज चाहिए, इसके आगे के 5 वैल्यूज चाहिए. लो इसके आगे के 5 वैल्यूज. आप इसी पे नेक्स्ट कॉल करते रहिएगा एंड गेट द नेक्स्ट 5 वैल्यूज एंड सो. I have a generator which will generate square of the numbers. I have a generator which will generate square of the number. So for I in whatever number that I pass, okay, it's a function, it's a generator because there is a yield statement. Whatever number that I pass, it's going to create a range of values. I in the range of 1 to n plus 1. If I pass n as 5, so I in the range of 1 to 5, and I is equal to I into 2. The square of that particular number is going to generate for me. But I can generalize this code even further. I say squares generator of 5. तो 5 मतलब एक ऐसा जनरेटर है जिसका सेंटिनल वैल्यू हमने 5 दिया हुआ है. तो I say for the first time next 1 4 9 16, and next time if I call once again, हमने execute कर लिए सारे. I call once again 25. I call once again, and now let's see what happens. Stop iteration because 5 values were to be generated. I say generation of squares. I pass 5 once again. I pass 5. I pass 5. And I run a for loop. So it will run through that particular for loop and give you whatever values that we wanted. And अगर आपको infinite वाला चाहिए था generator square, I could have done it in a slightly different fashion. तो जैसे last time Fibonacci infinite वाला था, तो I say generate square INF infinite times चलने वाला. I'll not give the limit. I'll not give the limit, and I'll not even take this for loop. I'll take like last time. I'll just say while true my I का value initially I'll take as 1. Watch it. I is equal to 1. If I say I is equal to 1, infinite loop पे I is equal to I into 2 square yield करेगा. या I का value for the first time यहाँ लेता हूँ as 0, and 0 के बाद यहाँ इसे increment कर देता हूँ. I is equal to I plus 1. So I becomes 1. 1 का square ये return करेगा. 1 का square return करेगा. I'll just keep on doing that. as long as the user wishes to. तो मेरा एक generator function है, I'll keep it ready. मेरा एक generator function है, I'll keep it ready. This is my generator function, and now let's see what happens. Here, I take SQRS is equal to, again, I'll give the same call. Okay, only thing that I'll do is I'll not pass the value. And let me not have this many calls. एक ही call को बार-बार call करेंगे. So I run this particular code. Okay, generator squares INF. That's the function that we have, infinite wala. And watch it. I'm going to run this code several times. Huh? First time I got 1, 4, 9, 16, 25, 36. करते रहो जब तक चाहिए आपको वैल्यूज आते रहेंगे, स्क्वायर्स आते रहेंगे सारे नंबर्स के. Here we go. We'll just keep on generating those values, square of those numbers, whatever the number that you place. Okay, I का value increment होगा, 3 का square, 4 का square kind of thing. We'll just keep on printing those values. So that's one advantage of going for these generators. Now in this generator, I could also raise and say stop iteration. That means it will just give one value, and immediately next time if I give a call, it will say stop iterator, and it will just return as a value, a flag to say understand, so it has to stop over there. So here I go. I create a generator object. I get, for the first time if I run, I got my value 99, and next time when I run, I got stop iteration, because what we have done is we have created our own iterator, and it has exhausted, it has returned us value as -11. That means how to get that value I'll tell you later, but then it has generated the stop iteration error. Second, I am also allowed to call return statement, but there has to be at least one yield statement. So I say return, here I go, I say generator next, I got this value, generator object, I call it for the first time, I got 88, I call it for the second time, it has a stop iteration with value as -22, so it has also returned the value. So that is how you can return a value and also stop iterators. We have also stopped the iteration. Okay. Send is something that I'll discuss next time when we meet. So this is what I had to give you a demonstration of iterators and generators is what we saw. We saw predefined iterators, and now we have seen how to create our own iterators. Thank you all. So we stop here today, and we continue with a further discussion. Next session is again going to be a deep dive into some advanced concepts, and so you have to be very, very attentive. This